Hello, weary traveler. I'm not sure what strange magic must have brought you here, but you have stepped into a realm of my creation. A sprawling city filled with danger and glory, and most importantly, lots of gold. I call it Isla Numus. Who am I, you might ask? The name is Jajim, and I'm the patron deity of gambling. Long story short, this group of idiots, or as you may call them, heroes, made a bet with me that they had what it took to make a vast trove of gold, but left some of the key details blank, so I filled them in myself. I sent them to this pocket dimension, into the city I had created with brand new bodies they'd have to attune to. Can these fools pass my test, or will they be trapped here forever? So, experience my world of trials and tribulations, and join alongside this posse of pitiful people, or as I like to call them, the Criminals of Isla Numus.
Welcome back to another episode of Criminals of Isla Numus. That was a dramatic.
It's gonna sound crisp.
Soda.
There, you've got your ad
popping.
space.
Yeah, that's right.
You left the pop filter on though, so...
I didn't go raw.
Yeah.
That's all I've got. I just Mountain Dew. All right, welcome back to another episode of Criminals of Isla Numus. My name is Skylar, as you should know by now. Today, I am joined with me by a group of players, all of which are playing characters, all of which in a game that we call Dungeons and Dragons, specifically the 5th edition of said game.
You know, oddly enough, we haven't been in a single dungeon, nor have we seen a single dragon.
That's true.
That's not true.
I guess you could consider this room a dungeon
That's true.
on a very, like, archaic level, but...
In this campaign that we've recorded, we haven't seen a dragon. But
That's true.
2 of our characters have seen a dragon. So...
And who knows what you'll come
That is
across later
Rorick
on.
and Keto.
When Skylar says, crap, I didn't think through enough situations
Maki
to make sure that you guys get to 1 million gold, I'll be
Hey,
like, Dragon's Horde. That's an easy
The
solution.
Dragon Queen.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Why didn't I think about a Dragon's
And
Horde?
Maki. 3.
Alright, wonderful. Alright, let's go down the line and have everybody introduce themselves, starting with Dave.
Dave here. I'm playing Maki, the former human monk. I don't remember what. Yeah, he was a monk once upon a time, but now he is a Kenku sorcerer.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Fantastic. Next to him, we got Quinn.
Yep, playing McGregor, aka Little Sauce.
Little Sauce.
You know, pretty decent with his magic, not so decent with his golf swing.
That's a fair point. Classic wizard. Like, the second you tried to do, like, a non-magical thing, it was like, nah, that ain't working for you. But the magic stuff you were doing was pretty dope. That was all working out. So, you know, take that as you will. Next to him is Jack. See, I said Jack this time, because every single time I say Jax, and you're always like, hey, I'm Jack, and it's like, man, he's really slapping me in the face.
Oh, man. I met a kid, and his parents introduced him, and they were like, this is our son, Jackston.
With a T.
With a D.
A D?
And I just said, oh, hi, my name's Jackson, too. And he goes, no, not Jackson. Jax Dunn.
Jax Dunn.
He spells it Jaxdon, which is not only is Jaxon like the worst way to spell Jackson, he spelled it completely wrong.
Jaxdon. That's like, I don't even know how to handle that.
I digress. My name is Jackson. I played Dez. He was a Trident fighter turned Kenku Ranger, coming into some of those difficulties of not having a second attack anymore.
That's true.
Fun fact about Dez is he was not really thinking about a fun fact today. So
fair enough.
some days he's just empty brain, floating in the wind.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Fantastic. Next to Jackson, we've got Fatty Lumpkins. Who the heck are you playing, Fatty Lumpkins?
Fatty's playing the Kobold Echo Knight, and in former life he played a elvish druid. So
maybe someday you'll return to that.
Played a complete 180 from magic to melee.
Ah, nice. I like that. We're gonna have to make a shirt for or Keto that says from magic to melee. That's actually kind of a cool saying right there. Fantastic, awesome.
I'm the flip.
That's true. You are the flip. Tell us who you are and why you're the flip. Cameron?
My name's Flip.
Hey, Flip.
No, I'm Cameron. Formerly played Rorick Frostbeard, a melee fighter, a barbarian rather.
Yep.
And now I'm a magical rogue named Fizzlefingers.
I thought you were gonna say Silly Frilly Willy.
But now,
I'm the most transitioned character so far.
now I'm a new character named Silly Frilly Willy, who really wants to tickle.
I hate it so much. But I love it.
Play with me, McGriddle.
I really want to play.
I really want to tickle you.
Oh, whoa.
Come here.
All right. Enough. A cringe aside. Let's jump into the episode. Alright, where you guys last left off, you had gone into the clock tower after Silly Frilly Willy, who you found tied up in a mass of puppet thread, or puppet string, you might say. You broke him out. You also found a number of the children that were all hanging from the ceiling, scattered about. Also, there's a couple instances where somebody tripped over something. I should have said it was one of the children's like unconscious bodies that had been cut down, but that's okay.
They were just kind of skewing around the place.
They were just
It's
kinda
a
all
miracle
over.
we didn't hurt anybody.
That's true, yeah. I mean, think of the hail of thorns coming down. I mean, if there was a kid.
Oh man, we didn't even.
That's an
think about
automatic 0 on that dexterity save.
You already killed one kid.
Goodbye to our monetization. I
Yeah, you guys were gonna get like money per kid you saved, but hopefully it was one of them that didn't offer a reward. Whatever the case, you guys had found the children, you'd found your friend, got your friend down, had an intense fight with a series of strange, mysterious clockwork dolls that were coming out of the darkness at you like the zombies in the first Resident Evil movie. Love that. It's great. I know it's like way off from the story, but I digress. It's a good time for me. Whatever the case, as you finished off the last of these dolls, the mysterious figure that you've been hunting all this time started to lower himself on a thread like a spider from the ceiling of the clock tower. And Rorick thought quickly and fired an arrow at the thread that was he was coming down on, which caused him to fall below, but instead of hitting the ground...
Who did?
Silly Frilly Willy. Instead of hitting the ground with a thud, it seemed to teleport and instead is now up on the scaffolding alongside Rorick, and that is where we left things off. Now, I think the probably best thing to do here is probably once again, actually, it's probably best to just keep the initiative order that you guys all had. Ooh, nice.
But I want to tickle him.
I'm not saying you can't. I'm
I'm
just
just
saying...
gonna have to wait.
You're going to have to figure out what it was. Do you guys remember who it was that went
I'm
last?
slowly walking.
Actually, we'll probably
towards
just
it.
start from the top. The order is probably the best thing to do.
I'm
keep it
slowly
easy.
walking towards him.
No
Since I am last in the initiative order.
All right.
Very
Pretty
no
sure I'm
greater
last.
pleasure than a tickle delayed.
All right, fantastic. So we're going to jump to the top of the order, which once again is Quinn.
Wait,
Quinn.
where's he in the order? Do you know? Did you roll?
Yep.
Okay. Now we know.
Pretty darn high.
But not
Higher than
first.
Quinn. Huh?
Not quite higher than Quinn. This wizard is quick on his feet.
What can I? Is there anything I can ask him to kind of figure out what he actually is?
Yeah, I mean, with your bonus action, you could kind of like use that to talk and chat. I mean, the key thing is that like normally it's 6 seconds of combat, but all things considered, you guys aren't really attacking per se right now, so I'll give you kind of some free time to do whatever discussing that you want.
Would I use like? Can I ask him? Ask him obviously. What is he?
Well, do it in character.
Right. I'm thinking here, but what would I use that as here? Like, what would I roll for? Like,
Just
Oh,
say-
you just do it.
right.
See
Like,
what he
is there
gives
anything
you.
that I can like?
There's persuasion, but you would have to like say something.
I would say start with
A little
saying something, and then
persuade.
I will ask you to roll or whatever when the situation arises.
You're not McGriddle. What are you?
What am I? You want to know what I am? What? How is it so hard to believe that I am, in fact, McGriddle?
McGriddle wouldn't do this.
Wouldn't do what?
Hurt children.
Well, Maybe McGriddle needs the life force in order to fully become what he once was. Did you ever think of that? Old friend? Maybe McGriddle is simply trying to regain what was stolen from him by what he thought was a close friend.
Could cut it with a
McGriddle.
knife.
McGriddle told me to do it. You are not McGriddle. I'm gonna throw a firebolt at him.
Oh, all right. Jumping right in.
11 plus, so 16.
16. That hits.
Oh, I need a D10.
D10.
That's the one that's
there you go.
ass to ass.
2.
No, good. Sorry.
Say it, 2.
2, I think.
Children.
Is that 2? Okay, and then is there any additions to that, or is it just straight
just
2?
2.
Okay. You fire. You point up into the air, kind of angered at this creature that's claiming to be your friend. A bolt of flame shoots towards it, slamming into it. He looks somewhat infuriated, but quickly brushes it away. Oh, choosing to betray me once again, my friend. I see how it is. Well, don't worry, because I've got plenty in store for you. And he leaps across the scaffolding very nimbly, teleports to the ground, and he just kind of drops something. It's just a black orb that as soon as it touches the ground, everything instantly goes dark all around you.
You hear it distant after he teleports. You hear it distant. Aww.
That's right.
I was getting so close.
And you hear that just as everything just goes pitch black around all of you. You are now surrounded by a magical darkness that encompasses the entire area. And you just hear from one of the guards, the only one that's still conscious, he just says, "Oh, jeez, and now it's dark. Oh, it really is my worst nightmare."
I love a guard that's scared of the dark. He sleeps with a little night torch plugged into his wall.
Plugged into his. He just has like a tiny torch that he lights. It's just like a. It's just like a match.
It's a match that's mounted on a sconce on his wall.
And right
It's
next
just
to
until
it,
he falls asleep.
right next to his best friend.
That's right. Steve and Henry, I think it was. All right, fantastic. So that's his action. Actually, he technically has another one. You just hear poof as he, the sound that he makes when he kind of teleports. That's his action. We jump over to Fatty.
So Fatty's in complete darkness.
Yes,
And it is magical darkness, so his dark vision does nothing.
correct.
Well, shucks.
Nuggets.
How about, since he's a lizard, can he do his little tongue flick and
East the rainbow.
taste the rainbow that is
You just
the
licked the big
rainbow
bad
colored
guy.
smell mannequin?
I absolutely go for it. Do a perception check. Do you have keen, whatever, is it keen?
I'm
Well, I guess that'd be
going to
keen
assume
sight or
not.
keen hearing, not keen
No,
tasting.
I don't think so.
Do it at disadvantage then, because, this
13.
13. All right.
Decent.
You can taste the air around you, and you taste. It's such a strange thing to say.
Mulberry.
You can, with that, and in the addition of your hearing, you can kind of make out where your allies are around you, and you can kind of get a mental picture of the floor, but you don't really taste the enemy figure anymore, as if he's not within the immediate area around you, which is about the distance that you can taste.
Okay. Well, I think that's about all he's got in him for the turn.
No, that's fair. Jumping over to Dave. Dave, Maki is to some extent familiar with the shadows, I would assume. Does he have any bright ideas?
Maki's just, hey, you turned out the lights. But he does feel like a kind of a pulsing within him, like, this darkness isn't so bad. Like, seems a little bit familiar, almost too familiar. It's like, it's kind of comfortable. It's like a warm blanket. Where'd you guys go?
Why don't you, given your specialty within shadow-related magic and darkness-related magic, give me an Arcana check.
That's gonna be a 7.
Oh man, yeah. You're a little surprised by the darkness. Nothing's coming to you, so there's something that I have that I can't give you.
Puppet boy did something. You sure it's not McGriddle? Feather.
McGriddle wouldn't act like this. This isn't like him. And if it is, still needs to be the same result.
Yeah. In case you didn't get that.
In case you didn't get it, we got to kill him. We got killed.
So Maki's gonna try to walk to the edge.
Okay.
Just to see as far as he can go. See if it's dark all over the place.
Okay. You definitely can do that. Obviously, given that this is kind of like a circular room, any direction that you go, you eventually hit a wall fairly quickly. You have your hands out in front of you, so you manage to dodge some of the scaffolding as it comes towards you, so it doesn't just, slam right into your face, and you feel along the wall. As you make your way around kind of the circumference of the room, you cannot find a spot where the darkness does not protrude.
Maki's just gonna put his back to the wall then and listen.
Okay, sounds good. I'll have that on you, and then we'll jump over to Rorick. You are in a bit of a precarious position because it is dark around you, and you are in the air on the scaffolding.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's true.
That is true. What would you like to do in your current state?
Can Rorick hide?
Yeah.
Just stand still.
Just T-poses.
'Cause I don't think the caster can't see in darkness either, can they?
That's a great question. I'm going to double check, but that's a fair question.
Your answer.
I believe not.
Unless they have a way to see.
Yeah, right.
And Rorick just shoot. He's gonna just shoot an arrow randomly
Okay.
into the dark.
All right, go for it.
Oh my word!
I mean, obviously it's a disadvantage. I don't know what you just rolled, but it sounded good, and I'm not just saying that because. All right, so you fire an arrow. You're unsure. The only thing that you're sure of is that you're standing.
I saw him.
Sure.
So I just aimed wildly at that.
Okay. The only thing that you can really sense is the ground beneath you, so you kind of just fire an arrow into a direction of your choosing. As you do, it hits something you can hear go ping, and sort of glance off of it. You hear it one more time go ping from to your left, and then you instantly feel a sharp pain in your shoulder as the arrow returns and hits you. Roll say D4 since it's ricochet damage. I don't think it would be quite as impactful. To be fair, I rolled because I was like, oh, it's hitting somebody, and I did make the enemy one of the options, and I rolled, and it just rolled you. Ow!
And then I hide.
Okay. You hide. You kind of. Oh, is it not a good hide?
Nope, it was a bad hide.
Hey, you know what? That makes a lot of sense, though. All things considered. Awesome. Jumping over to Jackson. Sorry. Apologies.
Do I smell him?
That's true because you have. I would say do a regular non-disadvantage roll.
Yes. Of what? Perception?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. 16.
16.
Up.
Up for what?
He's up for a
Good time.
I climb.
Okay. You just grab onto you.
Just
feel your way over, and then you just grab onto a piece of scaffolding. And you just start making your way up.
I'll just start climbing. I just started climbing.
You just start climbing. I would say probably athletics just to climb.
Yeah, sure. Let's go for it.
And I would say as long as you're taking it fairly slowly, it's not really a disadvantage. You can feel before you grab onto something. It's not like you're really climbing.
Okay.
Per se.
Yeah. 17.
17. Holy cow! Yeah, you make your way up the scaffolding. You end up onto the platform above you, or kind of the stairway, or whatever you want to call it. And then I guess you probably just head to the next scaffolding, and you just start climbing up that. As you make it just past 15 feet, your head kind of pops up over what seems like a cloud of darkness. You can see below you, it's just pitch black, but everything above you is not. It is normal.
Interesting.
I mean, it's kind of darkened, obviously, like mentioned before, but it's just shadow, darkness. You can see it regularly. And you can see kind of perched up there, you see the strange, colorfully dressed doll. And he sees you, and he goes, well.
I lock eyes, lick my lips, and just do that two fingers
back and forth.
Well, aren't you a live one?
With that, we'll jump over to Quinn now. So you are up there. You're above the proverbial cloud of darkness.
Where is he? Where is he? He's not gonna be able to answer me.
I don't.
Oh yeah, because
wait. Let me see if I have one. I'm sorry. I was gonna take out of the.
I just sit there. Is he up here, down there, left, or right?
Ah, yes. All the controls from a regular game controller. Up, down, left, or right.
Oh, I just spawned a tank.
It's a platform game.
Dang it.
Do I need to hit right trigger or left trigger or the bumper?
I want the third person mode.
And then you'll see just fine.
Okay. Do I have one?
Go into your control panel and adjust the.
I've never played Warzone, but is this what the gulag is?
Yeah. I mean, kinda.
Just a pit of darkness where you just wildly run around in it?
I don't have anything. I just looked.
Just say anything. Just say anything in a direction.
Construct. With all the anger in me, I opened my mouth and just.
I have to kill you now.
I have to kill you now.
Do I hear this?
Sure.
Alright. Like, I gotta start climbing. So I spider climb.
Oh, okay.
And
All right.
I'm just gonna start grabbing that, I'm gonna stick to it, and I'm gonna start climbing like Spider-Man up to the top.
I'm pretty sure spider climb gives you your full movement speed, doesn't it? Awesome. So you immediately make it up 15 feet, a little over 15 feet, and you pop out from the cloud of darkness as well. And you can see him standing there. You can see Dez hanging off of some of the scaffolding, like climbing his way up as well.
And I'm just hanging one hand because I'm Spider-Man.
Right, because you're spider climb, right? And I would say that's probably your movement at this point, but you still have your attack.
What can I still do with like my
Isn't
spells
casting
and stuff?
spider climb an action?
Oh, I think you're
Or
right.
is that good enough?
Okay, so you're up there as well, basically. I forgot about that.
all right.
Sorry, but good job. Yeah, awesome. So the puppet is next. He sees the two of you up there, and he says,
Well, this is an easily solvable situation.
and he lunges towards probably towards you, Jackson, first, just because you popped out first, and he's just kind of like throwing a punch towards you. Ooh, that's a high one. Does a 23 hit? You know, I ask dumb questions sometimes.
I heard the S sound and I was about to say no.
No. He hits you with 11 damage.
Oh, man.
We may be in trouble.
Ooh, mama.
And then he slams into you, and then he turns over and he sees Feather McGregor poking up amongst or from above the darkness as well. And he's sort of like, it's funny you bring up Spider-Man because he's also very much doing Spider-Man things. He throws a thread of this sort of puppet string into the air. You can see on the end of these threads, there's like the crisscross wooden piece that you always see with like marionette puppets. And so it's got that on the end, and it works kind of like a grappling hook. And it catches around one of the chunks of scaffolding. He sort of swings over and he does another punch towards your direction as well. And that's like a 25. You take 8 damage as he slams a punch right into you as well.
No, I stabbed you.
Right, I just meant like the pain in general, but whatever, the metaphor is lost.
And then we jump over to
I say this, I'm just in pain. Like,
yeah, just like,
stabbed you.
like leaned against the wall trying to hang on. Although for you it's a lot easier than it probably was for Deb.
I'm just got one finger on the wall.
Jumping over to Fatty.
So Keto is still in what I assume is complete darkness?
Yes.
Okay. But he does hear all this commotion going on up above.
Absolutely.
And so his instinct is to find the nearest scaffolding and make like the gecko he is and start climbing.
Sounds good. Roll me an athletics check.
15.
15. Yeah, absolutely. You start making your way up. It takes you a little while, but sure enough, you're able to poke your head up above the darkness cloud as well. And you
what
can
does
see.
he see?
Yes, you see Dez is probably pretty close by you, actually, hanging from the scaffolding. He climbed his way up. He's looking a little dazed. He's got a big old red spot on his face from where he just got punched. And then over across the way, you can see against the wall, Feather McGregor is kind of holding on by one arm, just looks like he's sticking to the wall in a sense. And he also has a big old red spot, and kind of right next to him, they seem to be kind of locked in like one of those swatting fights, is the evil puppet that you're dealing with.
And how far away must this be?
This puppet is probably a good 20 feet away. There is a platform close by you. You could crawl onto the platform just to kind of put yourself so that you're not hanging off of some scaffolding if you want.
Do I still have my attack or whatnot?
Yeah, I would say so. No, I would say the bonus action was probably combined with movement to get the climbing going. But you can have your action for sure. I guess if you have a ranged attack, I assume.
Yes.
Probably
He
be the
will
only way.
pull up his crossbow.
Are you getting onto the platform?
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
So
Because otherwise, I don't know how you're gonna
crossbow
and hang on. It's gonna be
Suddenly
quite a
his
bit of
dark vision takes effect.
Sure.
He can see as if it were day.
Yeah.
So he takes aim with his crossbow. It's a 19.
19 does hit. Nicely done.
And then with a twang of his crossbow, he manages to do
5 damage.
6.
Oh, 6 whole damage. Fantastic. You pull out, you climb up on there, pulling your crossbow out with your other arm as you do so. I think you're kind of like hanging on a little bit, but you're like focused on trying to get this shot off as you're climbing up. You fire the bolt. Just as you're doing that, the puppet seems like it's reaching down towards Feather McGregor's face, and just as it does, your bolt comes flying out, slams it into its hand, pushing him away from hurting your ally. Well done. And then you climb the rest of the way onto the platform, and we jump over to Dave. Dave, make me another Arcana check.
Oh boy. I got a 15.
15. So, you
Turns out he
a
just
sort of
said not.
spark of magical knowledge kind of enters your brain, as it kind of has along the way here, where you're kind of remembering these spells that whoever had this body before you and was learning these things knew. And one of those things that you kind of recall to memory about darkness and your experience with shadows and things like that, or your previous existence, beings, whatever you want to call it, knowledge of shadows, is that the darkness is actually kind of attached to sort of an object itself. And if that object is covered up, it will diffuse the magical darkness that it emanates. So in a similar way to if you lit a candle or any sorts of like light, if you were to cover that up, it covers up the light. This works the same way with darkness.
Does Maki hear the commotion going on above him?
Yeah, I'd say he definitely probably hears the occasional thud and shout. Maybe even some of the words echoing down sort of the cavernous spire.
I'm missing the action. I gotta hurry up. Gives himself a magical burst of speed casting. Tedious retreat.
Oh.
Dash. First, he feels around the room, trying to find the stairs.
Oh, yeah.
And once he makes sure he doesn't bump his head on it, he gives himself a magical burst of speed and dashes.
All right. And you would have double movement, so that's like, 60 feet? Probably?
Yeah.
Awesome. So you quickly rush up the stairway, carefully feeling to make sure that you don't fall off the sides. But thanks to your expeditious retreat, you're able to do so at a heightened speed. And eventually you make your way above this cloud of darkness with everybody else, and you can see the scene before you. And then I'm assuming it's an expeditious retreat. That's probably an action.
That was a bonus.
Oh, bonus. All right. You still have your action then.
I see you've bloodied my friend's beak.
How are you
So
all
gross.
so capable at making it through my darkness? It's a bit infuriating, I will admit.
Fleet of feather and a foot. Now die! I reach out and a skeletal hand appears and grabs him.
Does he make a Save it.
I make an attack. Oh, that's gonna be a 10.
Ooh, your hand lunges towards him and he jumps onto his sort of string Spider-Man rope, whatever you want to call it, and swings away nimbly, avoiding your hand. And he says,
I saw what you did to my dolls with that hand. You won't get me the same way.
Oh no! Black Shadow, and Maki goes back down the stairs.
just disappears into the shadows.
I cast darkness.
Awesome.
He's like, head still poking out. Disappears.
You start doing like the fake elevator thing where you like kind of crouch ever so slightly as you walk, and it makes it look like you're just going down a set of stairs or something. Awesome. We jump over to Jackson, who I'm not forgetting this time.
Aha. I'm just gonna whip out my longbow and just pop a shot at
Are you
it.
hopping onto the platform?
Yeah,
at this point? Okay.
I'll stand up on the scaffolding
Sweet.
and I'll shoot my longbow at him.
Okay.
16.
16. That hits.
Cool.
Nicely done.
11 damage.
11 damage. Your arrow comes flying forward. At this point, you can see. You can see clearly now the rain has gone. And you see this this puppet who's kind of like swinging through the air on his strings, and you follow his movements, letting forth an arrow which slams kind of into where his like waist would be, and sticks into it. You hear kind of a wooden thud as the arrow kind of shanks into what is essentially wood, but you're kind of used to that given that your favorite enemy is constructs anyway. So this isn't super obscure to you, but it's something that you're definitely used to, and it is successful.
Sweet.
Well done, Cameron. Silly frilly Lily. Are you still in the darkness right now?
I'm the only one left up.
You're the only one left in the darkness.
Silly Frilly Willie's going to start climbing up
Okay.
to
sounds
get up
good.
to all the commotion.
Fair enough.
And then once his head clears above the darkness, the clouds,
Oh, it snuck up on me.
he's going to see and go, oh, what's all this then? And then he goes, oh! And he sees the doll, the puppet, and he's just gonna pull out his fingers, wiggle them. It's like, come here, boy, come here! And he's gonna run across the room and grab him to tickle him.
Well, before you do that, you need to give me an athletics check to see if you get climbed up. I would accept acrobatics.
I'm not athletic. Oh, I am acrobatic.
I was gonna say, as
18.
18. Okay, yep. Okay, you get up there. All right. So you're chasing him, wiggling your fingers, trying as little strokes of lightning kind of shimmer through your hands, and you rush up to him and you're trying to just give him a big old hug.
I am shocking grasping
Catch him as he's swinging through the air.
Yeah, and I'm shocking grasping him, but thematically they're tickles.
Yes.
And also, the last time I shocking grasped him, we made a decision because of his make and model. We looked it up in the year like 508 model. Dummy,
T-74.
Anyways, I get advantage on this attack.
Okay.
That's what. I rolled 2 3s. So
He swings past you. I mean, you're just like, oh, gimme, and then as he just swings past you don't get anything.
So I wonder how long this fight will take. Either he's gonna die first, or Willie's gonna tickle him.
Sure.
One of these two things will happen first.
All right, sounds good.
The whole fight is you just running
Just
from
try-
side to
Just
side.
chasing him, trying to tickle him.
You get back here, you
What was that from? What was that? Is that Madagascar? Where that one little girl chases the tide?
Monsters Inc.
Is it?
Or Boo's chasing him.
Yeah, it chases him the whole time, just trying to tickle him.
Yeah.
Pet him.
That sounds right.
Just chase.
That's all.
The
That's
whole
you.
fight, I'm just gonna be chasing.
2319.
Trying to tickle him.
All right, awesome. Well, we will come back to your tickling here momentarily.
I want to imagine that he was trying to be like this thing of dread and fear, and now
Right.
he's deadly afraid of this guy trying to tickle him.
Of a child-looking goblin
a child-looking goblin trying to
electric
tickle
fingers.
him, and he's running away.
We jump over to Feather McGregor. You're hanging there from the wall, watching as this creepy figure posing allegedly as your dead best friend swings through the air nimbly.
I'd like to shoot Ray of Frost.
Ray of Frost, all right. After he punches you, you slide down the wall a little bit, but you manage to catch yourself. Given
So
that
I'm
it's
just standing on some scaffolding.
right, or yeah, you catch yourself. Yeah, I was gonna say, but spider climb would be deactivated at this point.
Alright, so I'm on the scaffolding, but I can't climb. Alright, so I'm gonna shoot the ray of frost.
Okay, so you climb back up, you climb onto the platform, you make
Where I
your
can
way back
stand,
up.
yeah.
Yep, where you can stand, and then you fire the
15.
15. That hits.
5.
5. All right. You fire this at him, hitting him with this burst, this beam of ice. You can see the joints and such start to kind of freeze up on this being a little bit, slowing him down as he kind of like comes down the next swing. He kind of hits the platform, comes to a landing on a platform about like maybe 5-10 feet above you guys. And he definitely seems like he's trying to like break through the ice that is now kind of encasing some of his limbs. And then we jump over to his action. He scowls at you, specifically Feather, and he says, "You haven't got me just yet." And you see him just kind of like hold out both of his arms with his hands outstretched as if he's like grabbing onto something that's not there. And you see him just kind of pull up, and as he does, the darkness that was below you guys actually rises up. And now it re-encompasses you, and just as he's pulling it up, you see him kind of release, and then just see him jump off the side. As he disappears into the darkness, a moment later, you just hear, "Oh, jeez!" And then silence.
Oh, no. He's fine.
Wouldn't Maki see him all of a sudden? Because he ran back down.
No, he just went
he's
down a
in
little
dark-
ways.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it still dark down below now?
No. That darkness got, well, I mean, I
Yeah,
guess
didn't he
technically you
run
wouldn't
back
know,
down?
but the darkness that was
Right,
below
it was
you
lifted.
rose up to your level.
We're all at that level.
Whatever the case, we jump back over to Fatty.
Fatty's a little annoyed by this newfound magical darkness.
It's not newfound, it's
This
old darkness. It's just-
reappearing magical darkness, but this time, so he recognizes that the darkness came from below,
Yeah,
and that
like, because you
below
all
there might
watched
be-
it rise up and re-engulf you guys, basically.
Okay, so he's going to kind of retrace his steps and lizard crawl down said scaffolding that he's
Okay.
just climbed up.
Sure. You don't have to roll anything for it.
Oh.
I mean, you're on the act, or did you say you're going down the scaffolding, or are you just going down the platform, like the
Oh,
stairs?
yeah, he'll do the stairs.
Oh, okay.
Whatever's
Yeah, you don't
easier.
have to do that. Yeah. The only thing is that you might move
There's
a little
an
bit slower.
elevator.
What?
I'm joking.
The only thing is that you might move a little bit slower just because you have to like make sure that you're still walking. You're not going to just walk right off
Yeah.
the side of the stairway. But otherwise, yeah, you make your way down,
He'll
and
take
sure
the
enough,
path
as
of
you go
least
down
resistance.
about 15 feet, you find yourself below the darkness. There's like an actual cutoff, which is very kind of strange to look at, to see like just above you is just kind of pitch black. And you can't see through it or anything like that. But below you, everything's kind of back to normal.
And he sees.
Oh, yes, you see the puppet figure standing over the guard, and he seems to be like absorbing some sort of life force. There's like a glowing green magic that seems to be coming out of the guard, who has this kind of scream on his face, but there's no sound emanating from him. And then the guard just kind of falls down, seemingly unconscious, possibly dead, you're not sure.
And how far away is this little puppet?
Probably another 10 feet down.
Okay. So Keto sees this guard fallen unconscious, and a newfound rage or a newfound determination encompasses him. And he says,
"You might
realizes
mess with
he
me."
needs to get down there as soon as he can, and his entire consciousness is focused on that one area right behind the puppet.
Okay.
And almost instinctively, and somewhat surprising to him, he sees this echo of himself manifest right behind him.
Interesting.
So as a bonus action, he has manifest his echo.
Right
And then he is going to slash with his blade.
His new
Again,
version.
Surprising to him, the attack does not come from where he is. His echo is making this attack.
Oh, so when you were talking about Echo Knights, it's almost like a cloning thing.
Yeah. It's like astral projection.
Astral. Oh, that's cool. Very cool. All right, I'm gonna have to.
So he's going to make his attack.
I'm gonna have to throw in a
From the
creepy
point of view
lady
of
in a
the
black wedding funeral dress now, like an Insidious.
So does first of all, is this guard like considered an ally still?
He's not
He's not a
conscious.
conscious ally, that's for sure.
Would the puppet guy be surprised?
Yeah, I'd say he's probably surprised.
So
Yeah, I'd say that's fine. Yeah.
do it again.
I need another one.
Same roll.
A 10.
10 does not hit. So as your echo version of yourself appears behind him and goes to slash, you see the puppet kind of like there's a slight twitch as if he senses something behind him, then throws his string out and then pulls on it to pull himself out of the way. Again, I'm kind of mimicking everything after Spider-Man here, so hopefully that gives you a mental picture. Pulls himself out of the way just as this glaive comes down and
Spider-Man
slashes
kidnapped
past
kids?
him. It's all about interpretation. This is
James
what
Jonas
I was gonna say. This is what
something.
James Jonas Jameson sees. Spider-Man's out there taking kids.
I mean, Mary Jane was in high school, right?
Oh,
whoa.
I mean, so is Peter. To be fair,
Whoa.
kids kidnapping
not
kids
this
is totally no. But anyway, whatever the case, the glaive misses, and he looks behind him, and he looks very confused.
How did you get down here so quickly? You didn't just jump, did you?
Further clarifying question.
Yes.
So with his little Spider-Man like zip zip zooey,
Sure. Yep.
does that force a opportunity attack since he left the echo?
Yes.
Because
Sure.
the echo
Yeah.
also
Yeah,
has
that's a
a
fair point.
reaction.
All right. Yeah. I would say yes.
That's what you do with opportunity attacks.
You just roll it.
Oh.
It's just another attack.
If it's another 5, it is a 21.
Wow. Well, that on the other hand does hit.
Get him.
So the echo raises its attack, or its glaive, and hits with 8 damage.
8 damage. Awesome. Okay, so
Very good.
as he is sort of dodging that first attack, pulling himself in a different direction just to get out of the way, your echo swings down and immediately does like a twirling attack and swings behind him, catching him as he's kind of making his movement out of the way, slashing it across his wooden chest. And that's when he says his line about,
How did you get down here so quickly?
except this time it's a little bit more angry because you actually hit him. So fantastic, well done. You are now standing there with your echo version of yourself, short distance away, both glaring. I don't know if he's noticed your original self, but he sees your echo and he's very confused for sure. So Dave, it is now your turn.
So Maki maybe hears Keto walking down the stairs next to him. He hears the yelps of the guards.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going back down again. Okay.
What a workout.
So he gingerly walks down the first few steps and then gets into the light.
Yes.
That's better. And sees the scene before him. Oh, that guard's not looking too good.
He is not looking good. Neither is the other one, but yeah, they're both just laying there.
And he's gonna try the hand attack again.
Okay, all right.
Alright. Third time's a charm.
You see the puppet is kind of huddled in one spot with a big old slash that kind of cuts through its clothing right across its chest, and he's glaring at what looks like your friend Keto on the ground already.
9.
That is not gonna hit. Once again, you throw this hand towards him. He seems to be a little bit more on edge at the moment, having seen one of you get past his shadow, his magical darkness once again, and he's ready. Sees your hand and once again pulls on his string to pull him out of the way of this attack.
Guys, I think he's immune to tickles.
Just let us touch you.
We jump over to Jackson.
Dez is in darkness. Dez does not like the darkness.
Hello, darkness. Dez doesn't like it.
I'm on scaffolding,
Yes.
so just to make it easier,
Or just like the stairway or whatever.
yeah, I'll just walk down the steps
Yeah.
until I'm like peeking through the darkness.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna shoot my bow at him.
All right, sounds good.
I'm just gonna shoot him. I'm gonna miss. A 7 is not gonna hit him.
Your arrow
Yeah.
comes flying down and just hits the wall kind of nearby him. he kind of just like tilts ever so slightly. He doesn't pull out of the way like he has with the other attacks. This time he just kind of sidesteps it basically as the arrow hits the wall next to him.
That's all I can do that I can think of.
Okay.
Did you guys know that if you could see where the point of darkness was cast at, and you were to put a bowl or a helmet or something over the point of darkness, it negates the darkness spell?
That's what I was basically trying to tell. Yeah,
He said that to Maki.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Because basically it works like a candle.
Or like a parrot.
For those of you that would know, which Maki knows, and that's Maki knows.
That's about it.
We're up here.
Jackson knows. Des does not.
That's fair. Yep. Whatever the case, we jump over to Cameron.
Is there a center to this room?
Yeah. That's kind of so. Basically, the
Can I
stairway.
get there?
The stairway kind of goes up to up the
around-
center.
yeah,
The center is kind of like a pillar that kind of just goes straight up to the top of the
The
clock
staircase is in the center?
tower. The staircase goes around the center. The center itself is like a big pillar that goes all the way up that kind of like holds everything. It's sort of like the main standing structure, and then the staircase and the scaffolding go around it to allow somebody to get to the top.
Oh, fun. Okay, Rorick's just gonna clamber down the middle,
Okay.
and then once he gets about to where he can see, he's going. Can he see once he clambers down?
Yeah, I mean, once you get to about like 15 feet down, you can start to see below the darkness.
Cool. He's just gonna be like, all right, and he puts his fingers together, like he's like trying to, like he wiggles his fingers, and like electricity starts forming between them.
Yeah.
And he goes, all right, time to take this up a step. Distance tickles, and he's just gonna shoot his hand at the target, like he's point a gun and like pull the trigger with his thumb, and he's gonna shoot a witch bolt at him.
Oh, witch bolt. That looked pretty good.
26.
Heck yeah, that's gonna hit.
Okay, now we go.
It crackles with like a green lightning as it flies towards the
I'm
guy.
gonna use an ability called Fury of the Small, which is for goblins. I just add my level to the damage.
Oh, okay.
So I do 7 damage.
7 damage. Awesome. Your bolt flies towards him. He's just kind of
And it is lightning damage.
It is lightning damage. That's right. So he sort of sidesteps that arrow that came flying at him. But what he doesn't realize is that you're basically, because with D&D combat, it's all happening within the same 6 seconds or whatever the case. So as that arrow just misses him, he turns, but it's already too late as your witch bolt comes flying down, slams into him, knocks him into the wall, dealing that 7 damage. Does witch bolt do anything else?
Well, it links to him.
Oh, okay.
So it stays linked to him as long as I don't cast another action.
Okay.
And I can always see him.
Oh,
He doesn't
okay.
have total cover from me.
Okay. So does it work like Fairy Fire, where you said you can always see him?
No. It goes away if he ever has full cover from me.
Oh, okay.
So it's like
gotcha.
a link. But if
Gotcha.
I can't see him because
Right.
he has full cover, I
Then it
lose
would
the link.
lose the link,
But
okay.
basically, I imagine after he connects with the finger gun,
Yes.
and it's got the link, and there's like an electrical link between them, he's now wiggling his fingers and going, tickle, tickle, tickle!
And you see these sort of like, these lines of green electricity that kind of wiggle with your fingers as well, that all kind of like shoot and sort of attach themselves to this character. We jump back over to Quinn. Feather McGregor.
How far of a drop is it from the scaffolding?
So it's about 15 feet.
Yeah, it'd probably hurt me, wouldn't it?
Probably.
Alright, so can I just go run over to find some steps?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll just do that.
I mean, I think you already were. When you caught yourself,
Okay.
you pulled yourself up on
Scaffold. I'll
so
just follow him and run
Yeah,
that
yeah.
down.
Okay.
Can I do Thunderwave again? Or is that once
No,
Second one time.
as long as you got the spell slots for it, yeah.
yeah, let's do Thunderwave.
Okay. And you're
He
just
needs
kind of
to do
making
a
it.
save.
Yep. Which dexterity, right?
Constitution save.
Constitution save. He only gets an 12. He's not. All right. Give me a
Another.
rundown. What's going down?
Then do Thunderwave, and it's 2d8 thunder damage, and he's going to be pushed away another 10 feet.
Okay. There's a wall right behind him. Like he's against the wall, so he doesn't really get pushed away. But I'll say that he gets knocked prone.
6, 5, and 11 damage.
11 damage. Nice. All right. So you slam into him, shooting this wave of force in his direction, which slams him up against the wall and just kind of like it's like multiple waves. For every D8, so you had 2 D8, so it's just 2 waves. The first one slamming him against the wall, the second one slamming into him while he's against the wall. And you can just see cracks starting to form in the wood that makes up his body. As he falls to the ground after that second wave and has to kind of like slowly pick himself up, he uses the majority of his movement to do so, and then he disappears, and you guys don't see him. The darkness is still above you at the moment, does not move in any direction, but the figure seems to have disappeared from sight. And we jump back over to Fatty.
Where are the children?
They're just kind of, the ones that you cut down are just laying wherever you set them, and then the rest of them are just kind of hanging there.
So Fatty's just kind of looking around, dumbfounded again. Does he
Classic Fat.
notice anything?
Roll a perception check.
14.
14. You can hear sounds coming from above you.
So,
You can hear like the slight sound of sort of like cloth moving through the air, just kind of. It's very faint, but you can just barely make it out.
He's going to take a moment to ponder his surroundings and then kind of annoyingly look back up the stairs and start climbing up the stairs.
All right, sounds good. You make your way up the stairs. You pop out above the darkness, and you can see him, but he is a good probably, let's say probably 60 feet in the air at this point. He is near the top of the clock tower, and you can actually see there's like a little trap door that once you get to the top of the scaffolding, you can pop yourself through the trap door. There's like a whole room up there where the main controls for the clock tower are and the clock itself. And you can see him starting to climb inside.
Okay. And just with the last brief glimpse of him entering the trapdoor, he tries to take a quick pop shot with his crossbow.
Absolutely.
Well, I'll be 22.
22. It's not an nat 20, right?
No.
No. Okay. Yeah, that's absolutely gonna hit. He's got one foot that's still hanging out. You can see that shoe, that same shoe that made that footprint that you guys were following earlier that just kind of sporadically popped up.
And that does 10 damage.
10 damage. You fire this arrow, slams into his ankle. It severs or kind of cracks the wood, causing his left foot to just completely fall off. And it drops straight down. It flies right past you into the darkness below you. And then you can, from above, you can hear boom as it kind of hits the ground and like rolls a little bit. You hear a loud screech as the figure above you seems to be quite angry as he enters into the trap door, as like the severed ankle slides into the trap door and it closes behind it.
And the one clarifying thing is, while this is happening, he's kind of dismissed his shadowy echo, so the echo is no longer creeping people out down below.
Okay. Well, it might creep him out a little bit because the rest of you guys are looking at Fatty, and then all of a sudden he just dissipates like Avengers Endgame. Whatever the case, Dave, you're up.
No, he got Fatty.
That's not very nice. He might have put on a few pounds.
Keto, curse your vile magic, you sideshow freak. Anybody see where that guy went?
Can I hear any of this and say he's
Oh,
up
you
here?
absolutely hear it.
He's up here!
Oh, goodness. Getting my steps in today.
When did Maki learn to teleport? No, yeah. When did Keto learn to teleport?
Yeah.
He's calling to us from the dead.
He said he went into the dark.
Careful, he could be using Keto's voice as a trap.
Oh, that's spooky.
He's using his body as a trap.
So the darkness is like halfway up the stairs still?
Yeah, so it's about 15 feet above you.
Maki just, he runs up the stairs.
Yeah. All right. So you, as you make yourself pop out, your head pretty much from the darkness, you can see Keto's head as well, also popped out from the darkness. It's just his head. It's just his head. It's almost right next to you, actually, because you guys are both climbing the same set of stairway. So your two heads are just looking at each other.
Oh, there you are.
As he sees Keto, Keto's gonna do
Just
the
a
typical lizard thing and
disembodied
just
head.
lick his eyeball.
The usual lizard thing. Awesome. Jumping over to Jackson.
I guess I will also climb the stairs.
All right, sounds good. There's 3 heads now poking up above the darkness, looking somewhat comical.
Do I see him up there, or is he still gone? Since
He's gone. Yeah, he went through the. Yeah.
Why did you say he's up here?
You can communicate.
Their door closed behind him.
Oh, so okay. I'm gonna keep climbing.
All right.
We're gonna keep going up the steps.
We'll come back to that next go around because that would have been about 30 feet to get up past the darkness. So, Cameron.
I was right at the halfway point,
Right.
so I just go up.
Okay. So yeah, you go up a little bit further than everybody else. Yeah. So you're probably maybe like 10, 15 feet
Did
from
I hear
there.
him say there's a door?
Yeah. Trap door, yep.
Oh. Can I get to it?
You're close. Not quite on this turn, but you're close.
If I use a bonus action to dash?
Oh, sure. Okay, yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, you get to it.
Ooh. Yeah, I do that. I dash and I run up to the trap door and I swing it open and peek my head out.
All right. As you peek up, you see this small little room lit by a single candle, and you can see sort of the figure of this puppet with his colorful clothes on. He's got this little stocking cap on, and he's hunched over one of those wrapped up bodies of one of the kids, and you can see him holding his hands over it as a green misty ooze seemingly come out of this child. And he says, you can hear him whispering, "Must feast on the souls. I must grow my power back. They try to keep me here. I must return to my full power."
Can I get over to him?
No, you spent so much of your action already. I gave you a little extra with that bonus
Did I
action
still have my
deck.
action?
Yes, I suppose.
I can't get
As
to
a
him.
rogue, you would have your action.
Excellent. Does he know I'm here?
No, he doesn't see you.
Oh. Excellent. I'm going to rise up into the room and go, "Hey, you can't get away from me!" And I'm just gonna...
As you say this, his head just, without the rest of his body moving, his head just circles all the way back around like an owl, and he looks at you and he goes, "You again."
And then Rorick just flashes his hand in a
Naruto
weird, like,
thing you're
Naruto
doing
hand
from me?
thing. And then shoots. And does the finger gun again and shoots him with another lightning bolt.
Okay.
That misses.
How bad was it though?
8.
Oh, but it wasn't an L one. Okay. I mean, there's a kid in there, so I just want to
Yes.
clarify. We've had kids as collateral damage so far, so it's not fair if I stop now.
So he fought
It wasn't collateral damage. It was saving his life.
So he does this weird hand thing, and then he fires the thing, and he pulls the thumb again to fire the lightning bolt like he did before, but unlike last time, it just goes...
It just powers down.
And then he just stands there and goes, "Oh." And starts pulling at his collar and goes, "Oh,
He says,
that was a little... I messed up."
It looks like someone's run out of juice.
and then the rest of his body like sort of turns itself around to match his head as it faces you. We jump over to Feather McGregor.
I saw here all the commotion. I'm gonna go up the steps too. Hey guys, what's going on?
You pop your head up, and you can see that the hatch is now open thanks to.
So that's like
Rorick.
one move, right?
That's your movement, yeah.
I can't really do much else.
I mean, unless you got a spell or some attack, you want to throw a rock in
I
there,
mean-
I don't know.
Yeah, they're
Throw
really.
a rock up the trap
that's
door,
fine.
you'll hit me.
That's true. Raku, the mysterious puppet creature, he is facing you now. He lunges towards you with his hand outstretched. Does a added 20 hit? I'm gonna assume yes.
Yeah.
10, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 damage.
Yeah, one conscience.
Alright. So you're standing there in the trap doorway. He rushes forward. He slams into you, sort of like an open palm strike, hitting you straight in the face, and you fall backwards. And as you do, he throws his strings forward and slams the door shut behind you.
Oh dear, oh dear. Oh
He says,
dear.
Time for some privacy.
Oh, I don't like that.
that sounded really weird. That sounded really
I
weird.
still thinks I'm a kid.
Oh no. Alright. You fall backwards, and you begin to fall freely from...
Oh, I fell through the trap door?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was keeping me up there.
No. He slammed the door
He
after.
just shoves me out and
Yeah.
just shuts the door. Okay.
And you start to free fall. You kind of fall backwards off and slide off of the platform and start to free fall down. We jump to Fatty.
So Fatty
Keto.
sees a limp
Yes.
goblin.
You see him
falling
suddenly get
towards
like
him.
slammed by something, and he kind of just falls out, slides off of the platform, and
So
starts
is there
falling
like a
towards
spiral
you.
set of stairs leading up to this, or how do you?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's
I'm falling down
kind
the
of
stairs.
rolling down the stairs.
No. He's falling like off the side of where the stairs exist.
okay.
He's free falling.
Okay.
You don't realize. Oh wait, that's just the dwarf and just keeps going.
I didn't like him before.
So how far away is he? Or how much?
I mean, he's falling towards you, so he's basically gonna fall right past you if you wait.
So I
That's
will try reach my arm out and then
catch
attempt to catch him.
Okay.
Something.
Do me let's do a strength saving throw.
Okay. 21.
21. You reach out and grab onto your friend just as he's falling past you. He's not incredibly heavy. He's a child size. He was able to pass for silly frilly willy, and so he doesn't weigh that much to a strong kobold fighter like yourself. And so you catch him with one hand, pulling him onto the platform. He's still unconscious, but at least he's not falling to his death. Awesome. So you've got your friend there. Set him on the platform. What do you do next?
I think I'll just kind of tend to him and say, Fizzlefingers, Rorick, are you okay?
Do me a medicine check.
Oh, suddenly I'm a near doctor.
Hey.
20.
20. All right, sounds good. You are now, Rorick, you are now awake. You have 1 health point.
Oh wow, look at that.
Jumping over to Dave. What is Maki up to?
So Rory fell from the ceiling.
Yeah, he did. But thankfully, your friend Keto caught him and slapped him across the face, and he woke up.
No time to be sleeping, Rorick. Get back to the fight. And then I run up and climb up through the trapdoor.
All right, you peek through the trapdoor, and you see the same thing that Rorick had seen when he peeked through this evil puppet is hunched over this child, sucking the life force right out of him.
Hey, chill out, weirdo. And I try to cast chill touch again.
All right.
One day.
15.
That's exactly what you needed to get.
Aha!
You finally did it.
Maki says, "Ha! Gotcha now!" As the hand
As
latches
it
on.
grabs around the back of his neck. What's the damage?
Oh, right.
I didn't think I'd get this.
I didn't think I
One.
damage.
But
He's a little cold.
it does prevent him from regaining hit points.
Hey, there you go. As your creepy bone hand grabs around the back of this puppet's neck, once again he twists his head to look at you, and he says, "What you don't realize is that I'm into this sort of thing."
I thought you were into kids. I'm so lost.
And it is your turn, Jackson.
Yeah, I'll go in that trapdoor.
All right, so you make your way up. You kind of, it's not a very big trap door, so you kind of like peek up. You're like, what's going on? And it's getting a little bit crowded in this trap door, but thankfully the puppet seems to be being held back by a spectral skeleton hand. Okay.
I'm gonna jiggle myself up into the
Oh,
room.
you climb into the room.
I'll
Okay.
get into the room.
Right,
that
right.
way I'm not gonna hit a Rorick situation.
You guys are all pretty small, so I think that's
yeah,
fair.
it'll work.
Yeah.
It'll work. Now, I have this great axe of the Minotaur. And it's got a power word to like extend it, right?
Yep.
I never heard the power word, so that's useless to me. Hilarious that I have this power word great axe that I cannot use the power for, but I will use it to cut at the big guy.
I could have. Did they not tell you what it was?
They would have told you.
You told me,
Oh, okay.
but nobody told Dex.
Oh yeah. What Skylar told you?
You, Skylar, told me.
Okay.
Nobody told Dez.
Nobody told
So-
Dez.
It's funny.
So Dez went.
This item's got a special
No,
trick to it, and he winks
when
at
the
you
guy
and then just
told,
walks
when
away.
the guy giving it to him, wouldn't he have said
I
it?
feel like
their
he
words?
did. Yeah, I think he did. I'm
His
pretty sure he
words
did.
would be the guy giving it to you,
Yeah.
so you would know it.
I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah, and that word was Megator.
Yes, that's right. I have that written down.
Yes.
Uh,
Oh, is it just like you were like, but why did I write?
Yeah, I was like, I don't remember anybody like explicitly saying as.
I think there was a
character.
little bit of a convoluted whatnot when you first got it. It just kind of threw things off. But I think you
Oh,
did
okay.
tell me, so
I'm gonna throw it
okay.
and yell in the announcer's voice, Megatar!
Megatar!
And it extends.
Yes.
It will go at him.
Okay. Go for it.
So I'll
Really
weapons
throwing
have you
weapons
thrown?
today. Yeah.
two. Unless you can count an arrow as a weapon, that was.
Can't
another
throw
two.
that.
Listen, I've got 1, 2, 3.
Then you threw 2
4.
weapons that do not have the
I've got
bow.
5 melee weapons on my
To throw.
on my body, so I've got 5 ranged weapons.
Right.
Kind of heavy.
Yeah, probably not. So 9's probably not gonna.
9. Yeah. No, that's gonna miss. So this giant great
It
axe
just-
comes flying in and slams and beds itself in the wall next to the skeleton, hitting nothing. And now you've got this giant protruding handle that's like freaking 5 extra feet long in this room, just kind of like filling it even more. We jump over to Cameron, who has been awoken by his ally Keto.
Rorick sits there. He looks up at Keto, and his eyes are wide open,
Yes.
and he just starts hyperventilating.
Oh, okay. Roll for hyperventilate.
An 11?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Pass
you do
out again.
a reasonable job, but not enough to cause any sort of actual harm to yourself.
So I'm on the stairs, right?
Yes.
So he starts hyperventilating and starts and grabs his bow, and he starts just aiming it at the trap door opening.
Okay.
But he is his hands are very shaky as he's trying to aim this bow at the door.
Okay.
That's all he's doing.
Okay. Sounds
Which
good.
at the moment contains the rumps of
Yes.
your companions.
Correct. To explain what's going on, Rorick has never gone unconscious before in a combat.
Oh, okay.
So he's actually has no idea what this feeling is of being bested.
Right.
So now he's actually terrified for the first time that he could die.
Wow. We'll see how that manifests going forward. It's a new realization of your mortality.
Little goblin bodies,
Yeah.
not the same.
That's
The
right.
same as his rough and tough barbarian body.
That's right.
That auto healed itself every turn.
That's
basically.
true. Yeah, you have
So-
that bonus health stuff going on. Quinn, jumping back over to you.
Alright, yeah, so I'm gonna head back up, climb up there myself.
Yep.
And then, do I have any move that I can do?
Yeah, you poke your head out. You're kind of like butt to
So I've
crotch
got-
with
I've used.
Maki, right?
Yeah, sure.
Inside the trapdoor.
Yeah, I've used Thunderwave twice and Magic Missile once.
Flock
And I've
solid.
got
And then
four.
Spider Climb as well.
Yeah, that's on a different.
Oh, that's a different spell slot. Okay.
Yeah, so I got one more left.
You got one last spell
I'm
slot.
gonna do Magic Missile, all 3 towards him.
Okay, sounds good. Roll me 3 d4s.
2, 3,
2.
A
6.
2, a 3. Okay, so 6 total. All right, you peek up. He seems a little bit surprised to see another person poking through this opening, and you just immediately point towards him, and 3 bolts of energy come flying out of your fingers and slam into him.
You would damn me back to hell?
Yes.
See, I knew you were McGriddle.
Ah, fine, I'm not McGriddle. I am the demon Raku, and I will be set free in this realm.
I prefer you weren't.
No.
My bad. All right, see ya. I'll just go.
He jumps forward. I'm going to say that you were probably in front of Maki, so he aims for you. That's definitely going to hit with his punch. And that is an 8 damage. And as he slams into you with his fist, he leaps backwards and disappears once again.
Hey, we got a 7-hour episode for you today, folks.
We jump over to Fatty Lumpkins. Your friend is...
I'm crouched.
You're
I'm like
crouched.
crouched against. There's a wall to the staircase, right?
Yeah.
So he's like on the stairs, crouched, leaning against the wall,
And he's
just
shakily holding his bow out.
and hyperventilating.
Yeah, hyperventilating a little
Which you
bit.
can very much hear.
Yes.
He doesn't see any puppets manifest in
No.
this area.
No.
All he's got is a cowardly goblin.
Oh.
Oh, I hate when it comes to my turn just after the guy's teleported because I got nowhere to go.
Does he not teleport down?
Doesn't seem like it.
As far as you know, he's
Yeah.
up in that room still.
Yeah, so
It's
I
true,
guess
yeah.
I'll continue my way up to the trapdoor.
All right. You find yourself blocked because there are two figures currently standing inside the trapdoor.
Seats taken.
Who's in
These two.
those two? I was like, I'm
Can't
in the
say
room.
here.
You start tickling him.
Can't climb here.
So yeah, he seems to have found his path blocked and...
Can he
I
leave?
mean, you could just lift one of them in. You could just
Sure,
grab
do
one
that.
Who do you grab and kind of just push the rest of the way into this
Who are
room?
you gonna
kinda
Winnie the Pooh through this?
Take a bolt from his
Oh, bother.
crossboww and just poke at it like a chimney sweep.
Either one in particular?
The bigger bottom.
Sus.
Or I guess in this case, whoever has the more brilliant plumage.
I would say that you push Lil Sauce up into the room so that you can then peek your head inside.
And what do I see?
You see Dez is standing on the actual floor of this room. You see the child that's kind of wrapped up in the strings over off to the side with a candle nearby that's lit. You can see all the controls and such for the clock, as well as you can kind of see like the light coming in through where the clock face is on the outside of the building. Obviously, you just pushed Feather McGregor into the room, so he's standing, well, kind of more sitting there, like surprised that someone just poked him up the butt and into the room.
Yeah, what happened to my skeletal hand
Oh.
that was clinging to him?
And it holds on to him, right?
Yes.
It's actually still visible, and it's just floating there in the room in a spot, and you can actually see it moving.
So
Yeah,
I
you
see
just
a
see a hand floating
Wait
there.
a minute!
So,
I'm glad you mentioned that. I forgot about that. But hey, this is what he did.
So is he like stuck in this trapdoor, or is he expended?
You can. I'd say you can climb through.
So
if
I
you
can
want
make it
to.
through the trapdoor.
Yeah.
Very crowded.
You awkwardly like push up Maki's face and like climb it like on his beak, using his beak as like a way to get in.
And Keto again focuses on the area right by the floating hand, and
Yeah.
again, almost like a mirage, a image of himself manifests.
Oh.
And he will slash at the air underneath the hand.
Yeah, I'd say with the hand you don't take disadvantage because it's kind of signaling something.
Yep. 23.
Holy cow, yeah, that hits. You slice through, and sure enough, as you slash at this just air, you cut something.
And it does 13 damage.
As you slice through, the camouflage dissipates, and you can see the figure of this puppet. Just, you slash basically his legs, he falls to his knees, and he's just knelt there below your blade, essentially. And he just looks at you and he goes,
Please. Please. I just want to be here. I don't want to be back in hell.
Seeing this success of his echo, he is going to unleash the incarceration. Whenever you take the attack action, the echo makes an additional attack.
oh, okay.
So the first attack came from
You.
me, myself, and I.
Yes.
And the second attack will come from
Your echo.
my echo.
Yourself and
He, himself, and him.
yes, there we go. I like it. All right.
So that will be a 21
21, that still
from
hits.
the echo. And that will do 13 damage.
All right. So you slash, the camouflage of the invisibility dissipates. It falls there in front of you, pleads for its life, and then your echo suddenly appears behind it and slashes it across the neck, decapitating it. And the puppet's head falls to the ground and rolls to your feet, and the rest of the body falls.
And I step on his head like a cool soccer ball.
Nice. You do. All right. And basically all of you except for Rorick are up there in the room at the moment. And because it's getting late, I think we'll end things there with the dead puppet.
Thank you so much for listening to Criminals of Isla Numus, a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition actual play podcast set in a homebrew world created by me, Skylar Gorset. If you've been enjoying our show so far, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe wherever it is that you're streaming from, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or anywhere else that podcasts can be streamed. Or just check us out on our website, sessionzeroheroes.com. Additionally, if you enjoy Coin, you might enjoy some of Session Zero Heroes' other shows, such as our Benders and Brews and Avatar Legends Actual Play, where we jump into the world of Avatar The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra using the Avatar Legends system created by Magpie Games. Or one of our various one-shots, which we are currently coming out with, where we use a variety of games and TTRPG systems to tell a variety of fun, exciting, emotional, and hilarious stories within our group. We have all sorts of other content that we highly recommend checking out within the SZH channel, and more to come in the future. To find out more about what we do at Session Zero Heroes, and to keep up with a lot of the other content we produce and be made aware of future projects, shows, and content, be sure to follow us on social media on Facebook, X, Instagram, and Discord. These are all great ways to get in contact with our team, as well as to keep up to date with everything that we're creating and working on. We'd love to see you there. In the meantime, thank you so much for listening, and don't forget to stay curious, stay heroic, until we roll again.